Hi, this is Ruthie of Ruthie K's and Anna of RK Artisans. And we are here with so much talk, and we're just wanting to share some new stuff. We thought we'd share a general business thing because, as a business person, I like to give reviews and I need to give more of them. And I think most of us do, especially good reviews. And by good, I don't just mean, hey, I liked it. I mean, a review that is helpful, well thought out, and doesn't make either person look like a total jerk. Because I don't know about you guys, but making another person sound or look like a jerk, I come back with, I don't know that I really believe that.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and because it ends up being difficult looking at a business and reading through the reviews, and you see this on Amazon all the time too,
Yeah.
where it just seems like the person goes out of their way to be petty, and then it's like, okay, I don't know if I trust what you said either because you're not really giving me information about the product. You're just ranting about how frustrated you are, and it makes it hard for other customers to make up their mind about whether or not to use a service.
Because our frustrations aren't always the same. And,
Yeah.
and that's really the thing. Um, some of us are more patient with how long it takes to get something, some aren't. Sometimes we give a review, like for Amazon, that should be a review on the driver, and we're giving it on the company.
Right.
Like if you see a review, and this is one I just saw for Amazon actually, and it says something like, "Oh yeah, I was late getting my package, and they so I had to call it in, and they returned it to me, but the first one didn't come in time, and then I found out it was delivered to my neighbor down the street."
Mm.
That is really okay. I have an issue with an Amazon driver. The driver for my area wasn't very considerate or thorough in being sure they got it to my address.
Hmm.
So my package was delayed.
Right. Which
So
is
if
different than saying this product arrived and it was not acceptable.
Right, because it was late, because the driver didn't know where to send it, so he left it on someone else's doorstep.
Hmm.
So it's those kind of things because we want to give reviews that are really good in helping one way or the other.
Agreed.
So there are some things that we can do is like be specific. In a positive review, it doesn't help to say, I just loved it. They were so sweet. Thank you. If you said I was so sweet, I really do appreciate that. And that's really nice. But I don't know that the next person that reads the review wants to come see me just because I'm sweet. Hopefully, they want to come see me because I'm competent. So it's like, what would somebody else want when they come? That I'm personable, that I'm sweet is definitely a helpful. If you're in customer service, guys, you need to be helpful, sweet, kind, friendly. Friendly is always good. There's nothing worse than a non-friendly customer service person. And most of us are in customer service one way or another. If you're dealing with people, you're in customer service.
Hmm.
So here's just a few things to put in there. Be specific. Don't just say I loved it. Say they did a really good job of getting me what I wanted. It did what I needed.
Hmm.
Um, do talk about your experience. Talk, but in talking about your experience, talk about how it solved a problem. It brought value to me. In my case, I'm a seamstress. So if you say, hey, yeah, if you say, let's do it much better than my starting with, hey, yeah. Um, Ruthie did a good job of recreating what I had in my mind. It ended up being exactly what I wanted. That tells people that I can connect to them, right? And that's what somebody that's looking for me to make them something would hopefully want. Um, if it's a product that you're waiting to get and you get it, then it's like something you could say is, this was the quality I expected of this product, and that was very useful in how I used it. Since I don't have a product, add in the blanks there. Um, so that's mentioning your experience in that way. If you truly had a bad experience, you need to say that. That's
Mhm.
okay. Even for me, it's okay to say you had a bad experience. But when you start to call people names or call companies names, that's when you lose your audience. They were a terrible person. How does that equate? Because a terrible person to me and a terrible person to you can be very different. So they didn't listen very well to what I was saying, or we couldn't really connect, which is actually a really good one, because maybe the person you're leaving the review for isn't for you. Maybe you needed a different person to help you with whatever you were doing, or a different company, because we connect to people. And when we connect, that's when things go well. So that can be a, a better way of saying it than, oh, they were just a terrible person. Do give context. One example is getting a product. And you say, as someone new to this hobby, this product wasn't as easy as I was led to believe.
Mhm.
And that's super good feedback. The person who made my cutting board didn't understand the shape I wanted. So the shape didn't come out the way that I had expected. Or I wish there had been more communication. So context there, lack of communication. You didn't feel like you had everything you needed. Um, I mean, even if you feel like they asked too many questions, that's a legitimate thing, and maybe they can then explain in their answer to your review why they asked so many questions. Because in my business, if I'm creating something from scratch, from your vision to your ultimate end, I ask a lot of questions, a lot. And I try to explain why I ask all those questions, because I'm trying to transfer your idea into my head. So if I'm making sure we're seeing it the same way. But not everybody knows that, and not everybody has an easy time answering questions, so that can be very uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Keep it authentic. People trust genuine praise and genuine criticism. It goes both ways. We talk a lot about praise in a review, and of course, we all love a good review. But keep it authentic is somebody that you're working with has a small house, so there's a lot of clutter, or they have more stuff in their house than you would, or their business than you would, and you accuse them of being a hoarder. That is an exaggerated hype. If saying, "Oh, there's the sweetest, most wonderful person in the world," is an exaggerated hype. "Oh, they're evil and terrible." That's exaggerated hype. And I'm using extremes because, we don't want to point fingers at anybody personally or have you feel that we are. We just want to help you to understand how giving a good review is. And sometimes if somebody's done something that you don't like, sometimes the best thing to do is not to give any review at all. No
Oh.
review is the biggest negative statement you can say. That's why it's so important to give a review. As a business owner, when you get a review, one of the things you do is listen to it, evaluate it. determine if there's legitimacy in it or not. And then our response as a business owner or the person that's being reviewed is to evaluate that review to see if we need to change something and what we can change, and to respond in a positive, kind manner. Being angry because we got a bad review, being embarrassed because we got a bad review, are all things that are going to happen internally, but those are our emotions, and emotions shouldn't drive us. So we have to grab those emotions and say, okay, why do I feel this way? How is that working? And then come up with a good answer for it. Sometimes the answer is, I really screwed up. I'm so sorry. This is what my company will do for you. Sometimes our answer is, I really would like to talk to you offline. If you're willing, please do that. Because nobody wants a shouting embarrassment match on the internet via a review of any kind. That makes nobody look good. If you, as a consumer, have a suggestion, that's a good thing to put in a review. I really like this product, but I wish the battery life on it was longer. Do you think you can make the battery life longer? Something that could be taken back. Or could you make it what would be the term, to where it doesn't get condensation and stuff in it?
Moisture resistant?
Yes. There we go. Could you make it more moisture resistant? Because I use this here and this is what my problem was, but otherwise it was exceedingly handy.
I know one of the feedbacks that we got, I don't remember if it was ever in a review, but one of the feedback we got from clients originally was that our premises that we were working at was not accessible because it had stairs and no elevator. And
Yes.
they were very steep stairs as well. They was pretty
Yes.
high. And that was part of our drive of getting into a new studio, was to be more
Yeah.
available to more people. Because yeah.
That's what we want. We want availability to more people so we can help more people. Because in my business and my heart, what I really want is to help people.
Yeah.
I want you to have confidence I want you to look good in your clothes. And looking good in your clothes has a lot to do with what you think versus what I think. So listening is something as a business owner and a customer we both need to really do. Remember that honesty beats everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to manipulate everything so you get a result you want. Your review is not where you try to get somebody to pay you back. Details, honesty, clarity help people decide. Respectful criticism improves things. A review is a story, and we want to tell it clearly and fairly. And I just have seen a lot of even good reviews that weren't helpful, and bad reviews that weren't helpful. I've seen a lot recently that we're just calling people names, which I know turns me off right away. I don't know if I'd use that person or not, but I definitely don't want to deal with whoever was calling names, whether it's the business person or the customer. So you want to have legitimacy in your review. We want you to have legitimacy because we want to take your review seriously. And I always take all reviews seriously and will evaluate them, but not everybody does. Reviews are really important, and not giving reviews can be just as important. So we want to help each other, and that's by giving reviews, by giving helpful statements, and by being clear. And really, a review is to be helpful. So we just thought maybe people would like to know a little bit about how to give a good review, whether it's a negative review or a positive review. So that's me, Ruthie K of Ruthie K's, and Anna of RK Artisans.